Hi, I'm Shane.
I'm Kelsey.
And this is Dixie.
And we're Love Hut for Life.
We've been living on the road now for 24 weeks.
This week has been absolutely incredible, and we're super excited to share it with you. If you enjoy it as much as we did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
We were actually able to get a lot of traveling done this week, while still keeping up our social distancing practices, of course.
We left y'all last week when we were in Bunkerville, Nevada, and we'd been there for almost 14 days, and we were running low on just about all of our supplies, so it was time to hit the road. One super quick Orwellian stop at a grocery store, and I was able to acquire all that we needed, and it was off to our next destination.
We wound up here just in time for an absolutely incredible sunset.
Happy Easter, y'all.
Like most of America, we couldn't be with our families this Easter, but we tried to keep up the Southern traditions that we're used to. I put on a dress, Shane cut open a watermelon, and the Easter Bunny came to visit.
We spent the day goofing off, enjoying each other's company, and taking in yet again another beautiful sunset.
All while Shane prepared an awesome Easter dinner.
The next morning, it was time to get the girls up and hit the old dusty trail again.
In an attempt not to have to call our friends that snore again, Shane got out and walked the trail this time.
What do you think?
Oh, we're good. There's a nice little camping spot just around that little bump right there.
A nice little camping spot was an understatement for what he had found.
It was time to leave Kelsey with the company of her puppy and her instruments while I went for a hike. You know, usually my hikes start out with the intent of just walking to a higher elevation to get a good picture. This time Wanderlust led me in the right direction, and I got a full panoramic view of this valley. Even with all of that, this is still a great view to come home to.
The next morning, we filled our bellies with some bacon fried strudel and were ready to hit the road again. We had nearly 30 miles left to go on this same dirt road, but when we hit pavement, something weird happened. For the first time ever, the beauty intensified where the pavement began.
Driving down Rainbow Canyon is borderline dangerous because all you want to do is look. but I was beyond excited to finally see trees. I haven't seen trees in so long, I can't even remember the number of days it's been since I've seen a tree.
See, Dixie, I told you he would come back. I told you he would. So what's the verdict?
You remember how I told you that we should save that wood for the right place to burn it?
Yeah.
I've located.
He wasn't kidding. He had found the coolest campsite either of us can remember. This is truly our favorite so far. I was so happy to be amongst trees, I immediately went and hugged one.
Check it out, Kelsey's practicing walking down the aisle.
I went as far as I could and then sent Shane up the hill by himself to check out Hummingbird Springs.
This little hike is a perfect example of misunderstanding what you see on GPS. This was just a little blip with some green stuck in the middle of it, and this turned out to be one of the cooler places I've got to adventure to. I started out walking up a dried out wash that clearly takes on an absorbent amount of water at some point during the season, and I continued all the way up to the top of the hill where there's a fresh spring. After a spectacular hike back, the girls were waiting to curl up next to a fire and watch the stars come out.
The next morning, we were incredibly sad to leave the spot, but we had absolutely zero cell reception, and it's kind of a dangerous time not to know what's going on in the world. We'll be back.
And we were off, headed north through Rainbow Canyon to finish out that drive, searching for some of that precious cell phone signal.
I would have been happy never to leave that canyon.
It turned to desert quick, but it wasn't very long before we were back in the forest again.
We didn't actually intend on going more than 7,000 feet up in the air, but it made for some incredible views. It's crazy to think that we started off the day in shorts and then we found snow.
And trees. We found more trees.
We found a lot more trees and got nestled in between them just in time before the sun went down.
I've never actually seen real Christmas trees in the wild before.
It smells absolutely incredible here. Next morning, we geared up and traveled nearly a mile straight up this mountainside to get to our next destination.
Garnet Hill is a fascinating spot. It's owned by BLM, so it is public land, unlike a lot of other geological spots. But this place is home to an absorbent amount of garnets. You can find them laying on the ground, you can find them inside of the rock, you can even dig for them. This place is amazing!
So amazing that I decided that I was going to push the limits of my newfound walking abilities. No pain, no gain, right?
I was truly impressed at how far she actually made it today. That hill was a steep one.
I did a little digging, but by the time lunchtime came around, I was ready to chill in the house and send Shane off to work on his own. We wound up doing pretty well, though.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. If you did in fact enjoy that, make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up button and leave us a comment down at the very bottom.
Yeah, guys, this week has been absolutely amazing. And next week, we're going to go to even more beautiful places in Nevada that we previously had no idea existed. Thank you to each and every one of you that's watching. We appreciate all of our subscribers, new and old. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.
Bye.